It's almost Halloween, so I might as well take a look at one of the few horror game series that once legit used to scare me to death. This time, I am taking a look at the first 4 games from the Five Nights at Freddy's series. These are a series of point-and-click horror games made by one person named Scott Cawthon, and the series originally started back in 2014 as PC and mobile exclusive. Nowadays, you could get them on the PlayStation 4, Xbox One, and even the Switch, along with updated versions of the mobile games, which are on par with their PC counterparts. So, without further ado, let's start with the first Five Nights at Freddy's. The first and original Five Nights at Freddy's was released on July 23rd, 2014 for PC, primarily on Steam, where it's overwhelmingly positive, getting as high as a 9 out of 10. You take control, in massive quotes there, as a security guard named Mike Schmidt, who is in charge of looking over our 4 main animatronics: Freddy Fazbear, Bonnie the Bunny, Chica the Chicken, and Foxy the Pirate Fox. Already you can instantly draw parallels to a children's restaurant, Chuck E. Cheese, where they also have freaky ass animatronics. The plot of the game is simple: survive 5 nights until 6 AM and don't fucking die. If you're playing the mobile version, you can actually purchase the abilities for faster nights, unlimited power, and a radar map, so you can keep track of the animatronics easier, and making the game stupidly easy, as if you're playing a Devil May Cry game with unlimited devil trigger. Anyways, let's get on to the short ass gameplay. Keep in mind, I'm using the mobile version and its most recent update. The gameplay of the original Five Nights at Freddy's is rather simple. You have a security camera, which you can tap to see where the animatronics are, as well as 2 doors you can close and turn on the lights. No, you cannot get off your ass and hightail the F out. You are, for lack of a better term, super glued to your chair from 12 AM to 6 AM. Well, that about does it for the gameplay. Overall, the original Five Nights at Freddy's is still a good game. In terms of a version I would recommend, it'll have to be the following: mobile or Switch version for portability, PS4/Xbox One for recording, and PC because it features the famous CD Plus cheat, which instantly skips the night, including the infamous 420 mode. Anyways, let's move on to Five Nights at Freddy's 2. Five Nights at Freddy's 2 was released on November 11th of the same year. This game is a prequel to the original FNAF, taking place in 1987. Oh, just fucking marvelous if you ask me. Thus starts the confusing as hell lore and timeline that'll even put the likes of Kingdom Hearts to shame. The story is relatively the same-ish, except we play as Jeremy Fitzgerald, where instead of defending his ass against 5 if you count Golden Freddy from the first game, bloodthirsty animatronics, we now have 11 to worry about. Fun! Now, what can I say about the gameplay? Oh, I know. Where the hell are my doors, and why is there a gaping black abyss in the middle of my office? Yep, this game has no doors. So how in the bollocks are you supposed to defend yourself from getting murdered? Easy. The empty Freddy Fazbear head you have, which can fool almost all of them, except 3. Those being the original Foxy, Furry Mangle, and the puppet/marionette, which you can defend yourself from with the music box. Just like the original FNAF, we have the survival kit, which gives us unlimited powers to our flashlight, faster nights, and a radar map, which will be helpful. I also completely forgot to mention Night 6 and Custom Night, both of which are a nightmare to get through without the survival kit, primarily in this game. Oh, that's about it for FNAF 2. Just like the first, I recommend the mobile/Switch, PS4/Xbox One, and PC versions. Now, it's time to tackle Five Nights at Freddy's 3. Five Nights at Freddy's 3 was released on March 2nd, 2015. The game actually takes place 30 years after the events of FNAF 1, where we play as an unknown guard for this horror attraction called Fazbear's Fright. Instead of 11, we have 1. Yeah, just one animatronic to worry about, who would later be one of my personal favorites just from how the suit itself behaves. Springtrap. Now, other than Springtrap, we have the Phantom animatronics, which just cause annoying effects, like cutting ventilation, disrupting the cameras, or cutting the audio to lure Springtrap away from you. Now, the lore is interwoven within the main game, and from what I can tell, taking place before the events of FNAF 3 itself, where we are properly introduced to the Purple Guy / Purple Man, aka William Afton, where he destroys the original 4 animatronics, which at the same time freed the souls of the kids he murdered. And as a last-ditch effort, get inside the Springtrap suit, which at the same time killed him due to the moisture of the area he was in. Anyways, I say we talk about this game's main gameplay. Gameplay for Five Nights at Freddy's 3 is rather different compared to the previous two. First off, we have some stuff to look after. As I said before, we have our audio to lure the bunny bitch away from us. Our cameras, otherwise luring Springtrap away, is like taking a wild guess on a math test. And finally, ventilation, otherwise we'll die from suffocation. You see, we have two different panels. One for the cameras, and the other is to reboot anything in case it goes offline. After each night, we then play an Atari-styled minigame, which helps expand the lore a bit, I want to say. And there are even some minigames within these nights, because hey, there are two different endings. Why? Let's just get this over with. Five Nights at Freddy's 4 was released on July 23rd, 2015, where it was originally slated for a Halloween release date, but instead we got some cool Halloween DLC. Only for the PC version though. Yeah, us mobile players got royally screwed over with this one. Let's just get this story out of the way. Taking place in 1983, we play as the Crying Child, which fans named him Chris Afton, the youngest son of William Afton, who has a birthday at Fredbear's Family Diner, where after beating either night 4 or 5, his older brother and his Dick Ward of friends forced Chris into the mouth of Fredbear / Golden Freddy, may I remind you. And since Chris's tears moistened the spring locks, the top part of the mouth collapsed on Chris, effectively killing him. And many people speculated this to be the Bite of 87, but really, people dubbed it as the Bite of 83. So, where were we? Well, from what I can gather, we are in Chris's nightmares of these animatronics. And it's the same as the other 3. Survive until 6 AM and not die. Again, technically. So, how did the gameplay change? The gameplay of Five Nights at Freddy's 4 is more audio-based, which already spelled bad news if you were to try and let's play the game, since you are recommended to wear headphones to listen better for the audio cues. For the first time ever in the game, we can move! Sort of. Only like a few feet from the bed to either the doors where Nightmare Bonnie and Chica are, to the closet where Nightmare Foxy resides, and we also have the back of the bed where a plushie of Freddy is. Not looking there for a while caused nightmarish versions of the plushie to emerge. Keep doing that, and congratulations! You summoned Nightmare Freddy. But, yeah. Gameplay really isn't that good, especially if you have something like Taco Tuesday at your house. So, that's about it for the first 4 FNAF games. So, how were they? While Skull Cawthon pumped these games out more than I used to pump out videos in my first year of making these videos, I still say that these 4 games are, for the most part, good. I'm giving Five Nights at Freddy's 1 an 8.5 out of 10. Five Nights at Freddy's 2 gets a 7 out of 10. Five Nights at Freddy's 3 gets a 7.5 out of 10. And finally, Five Nights at Freddy's 4 gets a 5 out of 10. Now, I want to know from you all, did you play the first 4 FNAF games and could you recommend them to a friend? Leave your answers in the comments below. Give this video a like if you enjoyed it, and while you're here, consider subscribing and turn on that notification bell to be notified when I make my next video. Follow me on Twitter, Instagram, and GameJolt. Links are down below. As always, I've been Horror Kid, and I will see you all in the next video. Take care, everybody.